Take go, get it.
All right, man. Welcome to the very first episode.
I guess the first one,
pilot, man,
was a trial, so this one will be the official first.
The official first episode.
I'm gonna set the bar high.
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
got
sir.
White
Set
dude
the bar high,
them boys better come
in the
with it.
building, man. A lot of good shit, man. Been knowing this man for a long time. Amazing artist, amazing performer. Man,
Appreciate
music
you,
is fucking
brother.
amazing.
Yes, sir.
So we finna
Appreciate you.
get to know, bro. Go through it, and you know.
First off, we gotta introduce, bro.
Yeah,
Better, man.
you already know.
Who we talking about here?
How you doing, my brother?
White dude.
Yes, sir.
Trapper favorite cracker, Little Havana to Hollywood. Influential concept CEO. Bars, skits, acting, promoting.
Everything.
He is I and I am him.
Everything, man. Man, okay.
Good.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's love. I know you've been doing this shit for a while, you know.
Yeah.
You know, for a minute, bro, and then
Yeah.
just
Concepts
seeing you
and
growing,
music.
yeah.
Yeah.
With the music videos, this man music video concepts is one of the best.
Appreciate it.
So, you know, just want to go through it, man. Get to know you. We got a few questions for you, my brother, and then you know we're gonna take it to the
All right, let's get it.
to the booth, man. So basically, right now, I want to ask you, like, just like share about like who or your basically your artistic background, like
Okay.
what really influences you or what inspires you.
I say the artistic background, kind of like how you said, like
Mhm.
with concepts. I kind of came into music and came into the hip hop culture through concepts, through back in the day, through Chico Foy, through Skrill, through
Sure.
Cash, through people like needing ideas for visuals and needing like, hey, you know what?
Okay.
So I would always kind of be around and hand out and ideas, and it just always came quick. I'd hear a song and I kind of picture something, and then I think the biggest thing is making it practical.
Mhm.
I give a little bit of sauce because a lot of people, you always want to do, oh, I want to do this, I need cars, I need this, I need that. And of course, budget helps. You know what I'm saying? You can do anything with money, but the best thing you can do is you got to try to make the grand idea as practical as possible,
Right. Okay.
and you got to remember how it look on camera, but it's not necessarily how it's gonna look behind. Like I've done stuff where I've set up and people are like, man, how'd you do that? I'm like, man, I set up a sprinkler. I did this. I made a black drop. I did it, whatever. Like on camera, it looks you don't know what people did to set up the shot.
Yeah.
So
it's
about
just like
perception.
yeah. So I started off that, and then came into just wanting to do music, seeing everybody do it, friends encouraging me and shit. Say, hey man, pick up the mic. Da da da.
Yeah.
Kind of went into that.
Been up ever since, my brother.
Oh, shit. All right. Let me ask. How would you describe your artistic style?
I guess I'll be the first. We can admit this publicly now, exclusive
Mhm.
on
Exclusive.
on the podcast.
We're gonna have to drop the bomb on that
Yeah, we
motherfucker.
gotta
Drop
get
the
one for
You gotta
bomb.
get a little buzzer, a little
Yes, sir.
something. Conceptual trap. I think
Okay.
would coin, you know, my style. I guess artistically, what I try to combine elements and stuff like that. So that's actually the next album, EP with me and Cash.
Yeah, man. I was
Just
just
tag teaming, just me and him on 5 cuts. With beats and concepts. And
Gotcha.
just kill it. So I mean, that's kind of like I would say the artistic style is more or less that. Like I mean, we all do we all spit. Everybody does the same thing. There's nothing really new under the sun.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's about how you present it and
Yeah.
with your style and everything like that. So like I said, someone would say, "Oh, you're like a hip hop style." I said, "Yeah, like a hip hop with like a little bit of a twist." It's like I have so many different music influences, like creatively, from even different from hip hop. I can go into dozens of people, but I get influenced from anybody from Frank Sinatra to Red Hot Chili Peppers to Tupac to Kid Cudi to DMX to J. Cole to you know what I mean. Like so, to me it's more about finding the vibe, and it's something that Cash and Skrill told me and showed me about. It's really about. Shout out to Skrill, by the way. The vibe catcher.
Skrill.
My nickname for him, the
Skrill,
vibe catcher.
yeah,
That boy
man.
just gets in there. Gotta hang a picture of Skrill in your studio.
Cash
And then get you a beat from Cash and you're straight.
You know what I'm saying?
But
That's
yeah,
the
just
move.
about capturing the vibe. I think the best thing is you have a style, have an artistic approach.
Yeah.
But every beat, you gotta just find what goes for that beat, for that sound. You know what I'm saying? And build
Makes
off that.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. That makes sense because what I noticed about all your music, man, is like real thought out. It's like you take your time with that shit, bro. It's not rush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's kind of like it's a beautiful thing to see, like how you craft your verses, like how I seen you like literally firsthand, like writing and shit. So I see it. So it's kind of like amazing to see the final product in a
appreciate it.
sense,
Yeah.
man. I do want to ask, man, right now, just like, are there like any specific themes that's kind of really just driving your artistic views, like or how you approach the game, how you approach the booth?
Um. Well, I'll say as far as I approach the booth, I'll say something like
Mm-hmm.
in life you want to try to be as humble as possible. I hate to say it or bring that way because people be like, oh, if you're humble, you don't say you're humble. I'm not here proclaiming to be humble, but what I'm saying is it's a competition, it's a sport, and at the same time you have to put your best foot forward every time you hit the booth. So in essence, in a way, it's kind of hard for me because I'm not like an out there type person.
Right.
And I used to be like, oh, being a rapper is like real narcissistic, and you got to
Mhm.
do this and you do that. But really, what it more or less is maximizing and showing at full force what you can do with bars and rhythm and rap
Yeah.
and this and that. And to do it effectively and correctively, you got to walk in the booth like you don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You're here to kill shit, and I have a fucking 12-inch dick. This is what I'm thinking.
Real
I'm just
talk.
like walking in the booth.
Real
Now, I know
talk.
it ain't true. Obviously, it's far from the truth, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, I was like, but I'm like, the reality of it is you have to have a certain air, arrogance and confidence.
Yeah, you have to have a
And I say arrogance because honestly, it's with a borderline. It's not about. It's about you having. It's just how things sound. Like the same way when you manipulate auto tune. You have to rap a certain way
Yeah.
to manipulate the tune. So you have to come in with a certain personality, a persona and personality to effectively deliver what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now and then, obviously, you use the words. Now you don't have to talk. You don't have to be arrogant per se because the word, subject, content matter
Man,
will speak for itself.
my
But the
brother dropping
attitude has to
gems
be that
right
way.
now. Gems.
Look,
Gems on gems right
I'll
now.
say like one thing
No,
for me.
you can't get down. You gotta stay down. She wants to get in. She said, "Well, I'm trying to get in the shot."
She trying to get
All right,
a
you
shot.
sit down because
man.
you're gonna keep doing it. Go ahead, sit down.
Do your
This is
thing,
my
man.
security, head of security.
You know what
So
I'm
that
saying?
big best friend tag on her.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait.
She's like, she just gonna chill. She
Well-
made a cameo.
What I was gonna say, what for me, I have this thing. Like and he could attest to this. I could write, and then I'll just get this major block, and I stop writing for a little while, and then that's a wrap. I can't continue rapping after that for a little break. What do you do? What help you? What inspires you to get over blocks per se?
Yeah, it happens.
And
It's
some
true.
of your
I think sometimes blocks happen for two reasons. I think sometimes you're growing, and you got to realize you're not going to talk about the same things.
Yeah.
So sometimes the block is like, man, I want to rap like this, and I want to do this, and you know what I mean. It's like, well, it's coming. It's not coming naturally. It's not flowing because it's not your organic. It's not coming from your heart at that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's part of it. The other part of it is like you have to have sometimes add life experiences. So and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to travel across the world per se, but if you're having those writer blocks, I feel like life is getting a little too stagnant for you probably. You get what I'm saying? Now that doesn't really not being a bad thing because sometimes pain can fuel the pen and this and that. But you don't want to have to rely on a certain negative emotion just to write.
Right, yeah.
You should be able to write when you're happy, sad, up, down. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like I think those two things: experience a little bit more life, go through something, maybe hit the gym, maybe whatever. Hit up one of them, somebody got on the caller ID. I mean on the Rolodex. One of the side things, one of your little side pieces in the stable. I don't know. I don't want to advocate nobody cheating on their spouse.
We don't do that, right?
You don't do that, Ryan. We're God-fearing men. We're trying to get better. We're not perfect. We're trying to get better.
Walking a straight line, man.
I think we skipped far ahead though because we didn't even get more into where you from. Who are you? Florida grown, full through and through.
Yeah.
Tell us about you.
Well, background as far as like before music and all that. I grew up in Little Havana, down in Miami. My mother's Nicaraguense and my father's German American. The
That's a combination.
And my dad's like 6'7", like 250, and my mom is like 5'5", Like I know he was baby boying her ass. He's so big. He was lazy little. But yeah, no, it was a weird combination for them, but it worked. And then even for me, it's like kind of an odd thing because yeah, my name is White Dude, but I'm actually half Latin, half Spanish. It was just kind of a name that stuck. My last name sounded Jewish to people, even though I wasn't. But so they were just like, oh. And then when I go places, used to be with certain crowds. People just go, "Who's that white dude?"
Yeah.
And this and that. And it's kind of just something that stuck. It just kind of was catchy, and I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. I run with it. Something, when you come up, you pick up on it. But other than that, yeah, I just just kind of grew up with two different opposite worlds as far as the parents.
Yeah.
Father was business minded, hustler, this and that, do what he had to do. Mother was real like religious, grounded, like don't keep your head clean, more look to God, this and that, blah blah, whatever. So I guess I ended up somewhat in the middle. Except I didn't get my dad's height.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm only like 6 foot. I was like, damn it. I told him, I said, man, I could have been like 6'5" at least. So my mom should have held me in a few more weeks, man. I could have been a linebacker or something.
It'd be like that.
But
it'd be like that.
Man, that's beautiful though, man. I know that's a beautiful upbringing. So I want to say, like, as far as just your next projects, 'cause I know you did say you're working on some stuff. Right. So do you have a name for the next project yet, or?
Man, it's hard to say which one's coming next because like obviously we brought out and giving you exclusive on Conceptual Trap with me and Cash. We've been working on that for quite some time. Okay. But I also have the Trapper's Favorite Cracker EP, and I also have the I'm Influential EP. Yes, so it's more or less trying to find the right vibe to come out with. I mean, I don't want to give out too much of my game, and too much of my sauce. But ideally, I need to build up. I want to come up with a rollout, or have been coming out with a rollout with a certain amount of content, material, songs that I need to fulfill that rollout effectively. Instead of just dropping one song every so often, or this and that, blah blah blah, or just one album and then sit for a year or something like that.
Right.
So right now, just in the process of stacking material. I know people want the music. I know they want it, and it's coming. I've tried to give you more snippets and more content. But right now, I feel like I'm at a point with the music, with the contacts of people that I know. I'm not as concerned with releasing music. I'm not saying it's not important. I will release music, but I'm just trying to establish certain connections, network, and a touring base, and pretty much shop certain things or whatever, and see what I can establish for my marketing. Right. Acting's been taking a lot of my schedule recently, the last year or two.
Yeah, man. I was just gonna say I saw you in the movie on. Oh, that shit was crazy to see that.
Yeah. You got to come to the premiere. I might have like 10, 12 tickets to the premiere, like in April, like late April. Damn, I think I get like 10 tickets or 12 tickets. Those, man. It's like a red carpet event. Everybody dress up. Okay. It's at I think like the Savor Cinema in Fort Lauderdale, that old school movie theater.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I got 2 short films that I was in. Shout out to Sacred Film Group and Shanks Larson and Mike and the boys. They got a good team of people that we're working with, and it's real professional. It's like that was my first time doing script reads with them. I acted other things and improvs and stuff, with Mook. Shout out to Mook. And the Carol City, was it Carol Vice City or no Vice City? What was that? Cash, remember the name of Mook's movie? The Vice City was the Carol City Vice, I think is what it was.
My dog in movies.
Yeah, man. It was like this, just underground stuff, working this and that. But with these script reads, I kind of tapped into something. Like I like music and this and that, but I was like, people have been telling me, man, you need to get into the acting and play that out and try to get some classes, this and that. So I think it's definitely something. I'm always doing music, but I think I'm definitely gonna tap into the acting stuff too. And I get a lot of good positive reviews, and I wanna see what's there. You know what I'm saying?
Not get trapped in a bubble or anything.
Yeah. I mean, because you only like you said, like I want to write and this and that, but I'm not. I mean, I like music and I'm a hip hop head per se, but I'm not one of those. I'm not a studio junkie where I want to stay in the studio and write all day. Not because I don't want to make music, because I have my pockets and periods where I do that. But I'm a certain type of artist. I'm like so multifaceted, and got my hands in different things. I like to direct. I got crowd control. We throw events. We got I do interviews. We do video concepts. I got podcasts I'm building myself. Merchandise I'm doing. A family business I run. This and that. Acting. Reading. It's like a lot of. It's hard to balance everything. I do my best to create a schedule for myself, but it's not always the easiest. But I'm just kind of that way. I hate focusing on just one thing. It's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
sometimes you want to be all over the place, but I don't want to be all over the place, but it's hard. So I try to put my
Gotcha.
hand in different pockets.
So
Gotcha.
let me ask, what's your ultimate end goal? Like, just at the end of you accomplishing as much as you could accomplish, what is the end for you?
Okay, well that's deep. Yeah, as far as at the end game, like what do I see myself or what do I want at the end of it all?
Like what is your goal? Like, that's the best way.
I guess
Yeah,
end
that's
game
a
or
good
goal.
ass
End game.
question.
Yeah, ideally I'd like to say I don't want to make things about material gain or anything like that or
Mhm.
about money, this and that. Ideally I'd like to say despite whatever happens, how much success I'd have or don't have, the older you get, you start really thinking about legacy and what you leave behind. And
Yeah.
even if something don't go to the extent that I would want it to go, it's always out there. Somebody can look to it, somebody can learn from it, somebody
Right.
can gain something from it. So I've learned to appreciate that aspect of songs being out there. That's like, hey, you know what, it's cool now that your thoughts are forever out there, your opinions are forever out there. um if I can have that kind of impact, and that's all it goes to, and I still live a good life, I'm okay with it. Obviously, I have goals and I want to achieve things. So I would say, yeah, the ultimate goal would be to earn a creative income.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't I don't want to live my life slaving with my back or manual labor to earn income till I'm 60, 65 to retire with a few whatever 10, 20, 30K in the bank and then sit in some retirement home eating hot dogs. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was like, okay, you know what? I need to establish and get enough to where I can more than likely retire in a foreign country. It's really what I want to do. So, slide away, hit the boat with 300,000 or 400,000, 500,000 at least minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And live out my days in the third world and just chill and vibe and with family and stuff like that. So enough money where I can take care of my parents and my immediate family for the rest of our days. I'm not gonna be like, I want family from my family's family. Man, fuck them kids. I don't know them people. Like I'm not trying to feed 30 families or whatever. If it happens, it happens. If it's God's will, it's God's will. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause one man only needs so much money.
Yeah.
I don't need 85 million in the bank. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it won't hurt.
once you surpass a few 100,000 in the bank, what do you really need?
I mean, but it won't hurt.
I mean, I'm not saying it won't hurt, but you ain't never gonna be happy if you're looking for zeros.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's always gonna end. Like, you want enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, several M's would be nice, but after several M's, what's really next? What do you need? How many? I don't need 12 Lambos. I don't. You know what I mean? I need like 2 or 3 solid good cars, a decent size 5-6 bedroom house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need a 40,000 foot mansion for what? I ain't got that many bathrooms to shit in. I don't need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need.
You're trying to be like Lil Wayne. Huh?
Yeah, that just doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather have more impact or have like my family have cribs and have me have a more modest house, and that way, me having a more modest house, having that $1 million house instead of the $30 million house. Now I got 6-7 people I know that got like a $400,000 house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'd rather be that way than me having. You don't need all that much.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's definitely facts, my brother. So, my question, man, because I know a lot of artists, when it comes to just the business side of things, they don't really they don't really try to tend to get to know that side of the business. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? They think it's just glitz and glamours and shows that's cool, but like, how do you navigate the business side of the industry?
You learn through mistakes. You hear people bring up stuff. You know what I mean? Like just like anything, trial and error. But I think the biggest thing is researching it,
Right.
because you don't want to be in a position where I've had ideas or stolen, hooks stolen, video concepts stolen, or this and that. And you don't want to say so much stolen because it's like, well, we have some cases they were flat out stolen, but in some cases it's like, look, we all pull from each other creatively. You got inspired by something to do something. You saw something that made you think. So it's like, you could think like everything is 1,000% original out your mind is not practical.
Right.
You know what I mean? But learn the business aspect. Learn, just research. Because if you're gonna it really depends how much effort you're gonna put into stuff.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put a bunch of money into things and you're gonna put thousands of dollars into it, this and that, why would you not want to register the song? Why would you not want to copyright it? Why would you not want to register for performance royalties? Why would you not You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, and it's not like a crazy amount of things you got to do. It's only like 2 or 3 things you got to do for a song. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Cost you $100 per song at most, if anything, in a few hours of your time to get you straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you got to just do stuff like that, and just and if something pops, you don't want to be left in in the back of the line with somebody's taking off with your idea.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what's your, knowing that you've been in it for so long, you've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
What, if you don't mind sharing, your craziest like shit moment, like
Good or bad?
I'll say a bad one.
Well, I'd say the bad one is probably Polk County.
Polk County.
Because Bentley Coop back in the day invited me to go on a tour with him. He had a show up in he was doing some shows up in like Tampa area, a couple strip clubs or whatever. So he said, "Hey, you want to slide? You know what I'm saying? Open up or vibe and whatever." I said, "Okay, yeah, I'm down." So we all had gone up in like a party van. Not like a party van, just like a big like Sprinter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with a bunch of people. But there was this one dude who just was over vibing hard.
Damn.
And was causing problems with everybody. Everybody was like, "Yo, whose man is this?" Like he would just like, he didn't seem all the way there. So long story short, the whole trip he was kind of poking at people and saying stuff or whatever. So we got to a gas station at one point, and I think it was one of Bentley's brothers or cousins like just fired off on him. They just got out of the car and just started sparking him up, and just was like then family does what family does, and you see your cousin getting into a fight, you're gonna help him. So whatever, they stomped him out a little bit. So whatever, I was just really just chilling. I was just probably eating chips watching it. Cash was probably low key in the back, same thing. We're just like, okay, what he's getting his ass for, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna eat my chips and relax. And then but they wanted me to drive because one of the buddies who got to the fight was driving. So like, and I'm always like good with driving. I'm pretty safe. I'm always like patient with. I mean, I got a nice fast car. I got a Charger that I whip around now. But when I'm like on tour mode, and I'm driving with people, I don't never like to fuck around. I'm like, all right, no, we're gonna go 60. We're gonna go to speed limit. Unless we out in the boondocks in the woods and nothing around, then we're gonna hit it. You know what I mean? If we're out in the sticks. So we're out there. We hop in the car. We whip it. So we're thinking we're good. Buddy got his ass whipped at the gas station and left there. So we headed down the road. I guess we didn't realize that he had ran off to a cop who had just pulled into this gas station. Mind you, it's like 4 or 5 a.m. in like Polk County. We're coming back from Tampa after Bentley had his show. We're like, we're thug life in there. We're going up there and back in one day. You know what I'm saying? So we're going up there and back in one day, and on the way back, it's like 4 a.m. So I think we're good, bro. I can't. I've explained the story to some people, and it's like, bro, Cash he was there. Bro, it was a movie. It was a movie scene where we're driving over the hill, and literally, I shit you not, like 12 cop cars from that direction, across from us from the turnpike, coming the other way, like a sea of red and blue lights coming from behind us. All of a sudden, we're like, what the fuck? We thought we had, bro, I swear to you, I swear on everything.
4 stars.
Listen, it didn't even 5 stars. Helicopters came out. Helicopters came out with the lights beaming on the thing. Told me to pull over. Driver, exit the vehicle. Driver, and I was like, what? I get out the car. They just came. They came with like they had the dudes with the shields, with swatted up.
Yeah.
Like, show us your hands. Show us your hands. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? This and that. So the guy who got his ass whipped basically told some truth and some lies to the cops. They was like, oh man, they got a bunch of weed and guns, this and that, blah, 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 which we did have a bunch of weed and guns, but they were registered. They were legal. Yeah. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? We were smart. We had security, this and that, blah, blah. And the weed, with the people we had there, we could make the numbers work to our benefit. Was whatever. I think actually Bentley's brother ended up catching something over that. I forgot what it was, but he caught a little case for that. I think he took it L for everybody. So salute you on that one. I think he had to do what he had to do. But it was a movie, bro. I couldn't recreate the scene in the video if I wanted to. I'd have to pay too many police, this and that. To have that, man, I'm talking about SWAT, K9s, helicopters circling, surrounding us on both sides of the road, over because this kid mouthed off and said this. But he was out there and said that we robbed him, we beat him up, we did this, we did that. And it's Polk County. And if everybody been through South Florida, Central Florida, North Florida, Polk County don't play about nothing. Yeah. So it's like you need to just drive straight through Polk County because they don't.
In and out.
They don't. They're looking to make an example out of people. So that was like the worst story. Yeah, because they ended up with us being in the cop car, back of the cop car, because they pulled us out. I saw these questions. They had us in the back of the cop car for what, like 4 or 5 hours?
Jesus.
Bro, Cash was going nuts. Cash was slamming against the door, slamming his head against the door, trying to get the cop to open the door. This and that, bro. We had us in handcuffs in the back of the thing, had the windows up, barely cracked, with the cars off, sweating our ass off. All of us handcuffed in the back of the car for like 4 or 5 hours till the detective came and questioned us. And I found out all this was bullshit, and the guy realized it was a he said, she said, with people getting mad, but he got mad because he got whooped, this and that, blah, 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 whatever. So it was like, man, it was wild, bro.
That is nuts.
That was a horrible.
Talking about rat.
Now the good part, best experience I had was out in Denmark on tour with the Foreignality tour. Shout out to the Foreignality tour. You can check that out, foreignality.com. I went last year, had a great experience in Denmark and Copenhagen and several cities around Denmark. Just the people, the energy, the synchronicity that I met with people and friends there, the experiences, you know, it was just like the best I could hope for as far as creatively. You know what I mean? And just as far as, getting a paid show out there, getting people handing me money off stage when I walk off stage because they were impressed with the music. Obviously beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? When you're over there, you're American, you're exotic. It is what it is. But and meeting a particular woman that I had great synchronicity with and great chemistry with, as in good person, good friend. Did a song with her as well that we filmed and now it's getting put out there. So it just was great. The people, the energy, the vibes were just immaculate, as they say. So it just was a good time.
This was amazing, man. Yes, sir. My brother, my last question for you, man. Because, you feel me, this is like first episode.
Okay.
First episode. Richard, you're still ugly as hell, but you're still my dog. My brother. But nah, real talk though. How would you say, like, let's say, basically, how do you balance staying true to yourself and your artistic views while still getting feedback, like critiques?
I think the best thing is just authenticity. And what I mean by that is, I was coming up in this rap shit early on. I kind of didn't like it, or the reason I didn't like it is I kind of thought, oh, you gotta act like a rapper, you gotta be this, you gotta be loud and arrogant. Mm-hmm. Look at me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I realized, well, no, it's not so much that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just more, I think, just being yourself. So I think the more you make who you are, the music, it's easier. It's less to balance because I'm not Sean and then sometimes white dude. I hate people, but you turn it on and this and that, but that's who I am. It's not like a different person. Yeah. I don't have to pretend or create a persona and then go from white dude and then go back to Sean. Mm. You get what I'm saying? Like people, whether I'm at the studio or I'm at the crib, whether I'm here with y'all or I'm at my parents, I'm gonna more or less talk the same with a few less curse words. Yeah. Out of respect, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna act the same. And I wouldn't really lie to neither one of them or family about what I did or didn't do. Yeah. So I think the more you're able just to be yourself, and it's possible, it's less you have to worry about balancing that or perception. Now, there's always going to be perception with people, thinking you need to do this, you need to be that. Right. And sometimes you may do some things and you want to stay like in your character and your principle. Maybe you might take some L's for that. Mm-hmm. It happens here and there. You don't want to start, like, how do I say, submitting to what people want. Mm-hmm. If you start submitting to what people want too much, then it's like you're losing who you are and what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're playing a puppet. So, and obviously there's a formula what people expect as far as being a rapper, but you still got to stay within your space and make that happen.
And create those boundaries.
Right.
Yeah, man. So Ben, hell of a interview, my brother. You ready for this? You ready for the cipher?
Yeah, we get in there.
All right, now, we got a beat.
Get some water.
Produced by my brother, Cash fucking Marley. Go talk, baby.
Let's get it.
We're gonna take a little intermission.
Maybe a smoker mission.
A smoker mission.
That's let's get it.
Yo, listen. It's about time that we step in the boot. Hey, white dude, come and show these niggas what you can do. It's rich dollars, boy, I'm hotter than soup. Boy, I'm about to take a step out and sipping the juice. Let's go, show 'em what you doing. Hit it,
This my school of thought, so you better be studious. The idea of competition proposition is dubious. I'm Rome in my city, and they calling me Julius. Had 'em for attention, these bars are my nucleus. Ghost full of goons, they call me the spookiest. Whether you like it or not, the outcome is the gloomiest. I'm rolling up sweet, I stay rolling the fruitiest. Our attitude is the moodiest, but I'm in love with that gluteus. Waving sticks in the air, like drummers doing solos. Now you stuck in prose, like you looking for a photo. Mouth full of venom, dragging no Komodo. Chopping up cage like a brick up in the dojo. Galaxy, they mad at me, they pussies fucking at me. No space, no gravity, just another beat casualty. No mercy, no weakness, no amnesty. Shit, white dude politicking with Island Boy, bars under canopy.
God dang. Ooh, can't touch the mic. Can't touch the mic. Ooh. Yo, okay, let's close the show out and get the ball rolling. You know what it is when we on the wall posting. Gotta get the people out on the shows. Yeah, IslandBoyz Podcast, make sure you know,